well once he has like a BKB of his own.
Yeah, you've got a couple of options, and that's why I do prefer this draft from LGD for Game 2. I still feel like BetBoom has some solid conditions to play with. And the main thing for BetBoom is really their mid matchup. How much can GPK really get done up against the Storm? I think Nothing Say should be able to manage that lane a lot better. But again, as a Primal Beast, you do have some openings. Your level 3 spike is pretty decent. You can always threaten with Trample if the Storm's trying to go up to the wave. And you've always got the Onslaught to save, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But I feel like for BetBoom, that's where you've got to watch. Because the Underlord's always going to find farm. The Alchemist is going to be just farming anyway. So your play is really just going to be out on GPK. Which it was also the case for Game 1. But now you're kind of really locked into just having this Primal Beast carry that momentum through for you.
Dude, Primal Beast mid is a hero that can absolutely run over a game. Like, he gets to a point, like, if he has a really good start, gets to an early level 6. The supports just don't have the ability to survive the damage that he can output. You do have a tanky, you know, Elder Titan as your 5, but Planet's on the Coddle very susceptible to that damage. And Zeal, he's just going to stand inside this acid spray and take an absolute beating as GPK gets the first blood Nightfall on the run, but an onslaught comes through. Why trying to finish him off in the last couple moments here of the Spirit, realizes he won't get the kill, steals the bounty rune, and will run away. So a lot of resources committed from both teams as Nightfall's coming to the lane with almost no HP. But first blood for your mid, that's huge.
And you sacrifice 4 bounty runes for that, so it's not the worst thing in the world for LGD. Especially up against an Alchemist. Yeah, I mean, you deny that Grievel's Greed start, you know, not giving as much to Nightfall in the lane matchup. There is a lot of aggression that you can get out here with Zeal. They get the deny off as well for Y. Reset comes through, no issues here for LGD. You are leaving your bot a little bit exposed, but level 1 Rubik and Underlord, it's not the biggest threat in the world, so you don't mind that too much.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like he'll get some, like usually you would expect him to just get some denies here or there, but Toronto Tokyo getting ran down here by Planet as he throws that blood grenade. Zeal trying to close the gap here with the overwhelming odds, decides to turn around. Planet might go for that Illuminate channel. No, not gonna bother. But that's a lot of third stacks for this bottom lane Bloodseeker, so he's very happy with that harassment in the other lanes.
Exactly. Like, you might not even want the kill. You might just want Shiro to have that added move speed, added right-click speed, just to have him handle lane a little bit better. And this combination of Bloodseeker plus Elder Titan, it's not the most straightforward lane. There's a lot of counterplay you can bring out from BetBoom. Just the burn damage from Firestorm, the attack damage reduction from Fade Bolt can make this a little bit awkward for Shiro. You are relying more on Y to look for these angles to trade with the Spirit. Again, I'm keen to see if Y will try to go for the Teleporter, go for the Twin Gate, and get the max charges. Not an emphasis right now. Like, you can't leave Shiro alone for the most part in this lane.
Speaking of being left alone, Nightfall had a few moments there where he just had no lane partner, of course, because of how much they were able to just zone out Toronto Tokyo. So he got a little bit of nice experience, but he has kind of been shut down in terms of CS. Like, the lane's in a really bad spot at the moment, so they are going to have to pull. And Zeal is just kind of really CSing here on this Legion Commander.
Okay. It's just able to really farm up, and this combination with a Coddle down line, Chakra on overwhelming odds, it's a pretty good way to just sustain and apply constant harassment to an opposing melee hero. So I do like this combination coming out. I think it can be pretty scary to go into for Nightfall. The magical damage can be overwhelming. You can see how much you can get. You're also having a really good start for Say again for GPK. It's not a very easy lane. It's playable to an extent, but certainly much more playable for the Storm. And I don't see any sign of relief coming out soon either. It's not like you can leave these side lanes to contest a 4-minute rune. And if you do, you leave yourself susceptible to, again, just getting run down in either side lane anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, right now, Planet trying to smite Primal Beast here a little bit with an Illuminate, but he does have a nice ward here that's scouting out this rotation, so GPK should be safe here unless he gets
kind of playing tag, but again, LGD has this option to...
I mean, GPK, he's got 4 wand charges and a fairy fire, but it's not going to be enough. Gets pushed back by the blinding lights. Getting a little bit too aggressive, and that's right before the water runes, and nothing to say we'll get both, most likely.
That's the timing we're looking for. Again, emphasis on mid for these rune refills. And you just can't abandon your side lanes on BetBoom, so LGD just get the immediate advantage. Nothing to say is having a free ride into his level 6. And there's not much a Primal Beast can do once that 6 is achieved. And GPK still has room to grab 1 rune at the least, but with an already topped up bottle, I'm sure you're denying it from Nothing to Say, but you're not really getting value from it as well, outside of maybe a quick burst heal if things get rough here.
Yeah, this mid lane is going very well here for Nothing to Say. I mean, he has a huge net worth advantage, or a huge, CS advantage as well. He's going to do a good chunk of damage here to the Storm Spirit, put another Vortex into a Remnant, and GPK does need to start being a little bit more careful here. So he's going to be forced to salve. That being said, Nothing to Say does have no more bottle charges, so we might see him request like a refill, or he could walk base a little bit closer to the 6-minute mark, or just before the 6-minute mark. Looks like he's just going to go ahead and start farming his way back to base right now.
Yeah, you can kind of leave your Kotl mid. You don't have mana on planet to clear out the wave, though. But he can soak some very important EXP for the Kotl, hit level 3, maybe go for the 1-1-1, and start to sustain that way. Again, your side lanes here for LGD are strong enough that you can leave them alone. Maybe not the bot. Shiro is a little bit more fragile, but you can certainly leave Zeal up against this Alpha lane. And so far, it's paying off for the side of LGD. The only lane for BetBoom to really go positive is Resolution's lane, but it is the Underlord lane. That is something you expect. You're just naturally tend to at the very least farm up quite well, and up against melee matchups, it feels pretty good. So you're keeping a lid on Shiro. You're getting this ramp up on Reso. Once he has the Vanguard, you're probably not going to get any play out on him, and now they've got room for a mid rotation.
Yeah, nice fort on the wave here from Nothing to Say as they get the nice root there onto planet as well. Rotation in from the Rubik. It's going to be an illusion rune that drops, as Nothing to Say just goes aggressively here onto the high ground. The Vortex to pull him back. He pops the wand. He's trying to keep himself alive, and Toronto Tokyo will just deny the illusion rune away from Nothing to Say, but it's going to cost him his life in the process. 6 heroes in the mid lane here for that 6-minute rune.
Sound strategy.
Good stuff there. I mean, the fourth on the wave actually was really smart because GPK was very close to hitting that level 6. Ends up not being able to clear out that those like few extra creeps. And I mean, he'll pulverize.
Pulverize would have made all the difference in the world. Missing out on that kill, bleeding out once more to Nothing to Say. Very strong start for a Storm. Have some room to be aggressive and poking and prodding onto Nightfall, making this out pretty uncomfy in lane. He can still recover, but this is not the kind of start you wanted for the Alk. We expected more aggression coming out with the CM. And LC is pretty hard to shove away, though. And LGD kind of working their lanes a lot better here in game number 2 for sure. And only really hurting on Shiro's lane. But not too bad. And you're still above a couple of the cores on the side of BetBoom anyway, despite a lot more back and forth. Still manageable for the Bloodseeker for the most part.
Got pinged like 30 times on Discord. I'm like, all right, y'all need to shut up. I'm about to mute this.
At least you're getting things tricky. I have no friends. Haha.
No, it's,
See?
we're all
thing.
we're all heading to Berlin for the major. So it's like everyone's like coordinating. Like, so one of the guys just landed. He's like, what do I do? I'm like, figure it out later. It's not my. I can't have time for this.
Hey, at least you get to watch some sick games. Nothing to say.
I'm so excited. Pulverize here in the mid lane from GPK. They do have telekinesis as well as the onslaught. They push him down to the low ground. It will be a save there from Zeal. He does have the duel available. There it is. First one of the game. Picked up at just the 8-minute mark. That is really strong. And why? He's just zoning out the supports here. Again, so much pressure being applied into this mid lane. Now, Legion Commander getting that first duel is going to pay dividends later on.
That's big. And again, the emphasis is on mid just to stop Nothing to Say, because this Storm can get pretty free if left unchecked, which unfortunately backfires for BetBoom. We've got Nothing to Say tied in with Nightfall's farm right now. Already has a Falcon Blade up into his power treads. And this Storm is going to feel really good with Coddle backing him up. Like, you've got the value point in Chakra level 1, not the biggest in the world. Still pretty impactful for Storm to have. Again, with all that emphasis mid, your side lanes are freed up. You're allowing farm to go on to Shiro. You are buying some space, but it is an Underlord and an Alk getting some space. Nightfall's just trying to rush into the Radiance, which will help massively. They've got a smoke play down south.
I mean, they would love to find the Bloodseeker, but it looks like they're just going to have to settle for the Elder Titan as he will tank the gank there. I don't know if you've noticed the Radiant Triangle at all, but Coddle has been stacking like an absolute madman. They're going to continue to try and push bottom here. Shiro showing for just a second might be a problem here as he gets the Rupture out on the GPK. The Onslaught is there. Has to just try and hold his ground here with this trample, but another duel for Zeal comes through as he actually just rushed an armlet. Okay, nicely done as they get a second there onto Toronto Tokyo. Not able to disengage. Zeal's just going to take that portal back top. He's like, okay, I did my job. See you.
Yeah, let's head back. Keep the farm game going. Second duel win for Zeal very early on. So he's feeling great. He's feeling extra durable with the armlet. Inside of BetBoom, you're seeing some issues with the matchups, right? Like, Storm is a pretty good answer to Primal Beast. Sure, he can be annoying with the Onslaught, and that's your key timing, just Onslaught on top. Try to trample him down, but at the same time, Storm has some pretty spammable slows on you, so when you trample, you're actually not moving as much. That cuts your DPS by a huge amount for GPK. So you need something like a BKB just to have that impact. Maybe just always force a duel onto him. Buy some space for everyone else to kind of do what they want to do in the middle of these engagements. LGD, 5-3, not the biggest net worth lead, but that should ramp up as they start clearing out these insane stacks. Mentioned here.
I was wondering when they were going to go for these. They definitely needed to do it now because if it gets scouted on the side of BetBoom, it's very easy for them to actually take that. You have the Underlord, you've got a Primal Beast, you got an Alchemist. All these guys love stacks.
People efficient. They stack one more time on the Ancients. Nothing to say. He's going to have a very quick timing on his Kaya Sanj. At least once the Kaya is up, that feels really good on the Storm Spirit to just zip around, do a little bit more damage coming out there. For BetBoom, again, it's all about stall. It's all about space for Nightfall. He hasn't been pressured. He's been left alone for the most part up top. His Radiance timing still looks to be on point. So the Flash Farm can really kick in at that point forward. And it's just going to be down to how well LGD can manage the Elk. Because we've seen these kinds of games before, Ricky, here in the group stages where you have this overwhelming start, but you leave the Elk alone. So jump forward.
Yep, nice little pick off there. Nothing to say. Grabs that one. This ward, we've seen both teams be very, like, I mean, we just see, like, BetBoom plays the other one, but this ward right here next to this Dire Outpost has just done so much work. It gives so much vision over that whole jungle area. Primal Beast comp by the sleep. Another jump in here from Nothing to Say as he grabs a DD rune in the process. There's going to be a nice pulverize, but just not enough damage to get away. Bottom lane, Rupture. Also managed to catch the Underlord. Shiro falling incredibly low, but saved by Zeal and Rezo. Now in a lot of trouble as there is a duel. Zeal will be able to finish it off. It looks like he does once again. Gets his third duel victory and his level 10 talent. So that +8 duel damage. And it's just going to keep getting better and better for this Legion. And that's what I was so worried about, man. If Zeal's able to get a good start, this Legion Commander shuts down a lot of the heroes on BetBoom.
Zeal's off to a running start. He's going to have his Blink flying out now, so he has easier initiation angles. They're clearing out mid with no contestation from the side of BetBoom. Again, for BetBoom, it was contingent all on GPK down mid. And it's just not an easy lane for the Primal Beast into that Storm. It's just a lot easier for the Storm to cut off your tramples, to kind of stop you from maximizing your onslaught. We'll start clearing out the Ancients now. Good amount of
they're gonna take a lot of damage for this, but it's definitely, again, another thing that just has to be done. It's a lot of net worth that's going to go their way. A lot of experience as well, and 4K lead now for the side of PSG.LGD.
Interesting smoke from BetBoom down south. It's only Zeal here, but that would still be a big kill if they manage to clip him down.
Blink, man. smoke
Spots
gets popped and he blinks away. Yeah, if you don't have that ward on the high ground there, there's almost no chance you're going to be able to get that rotation. Resolution will at least grab the tower, so that is an objective going their way, but they're just out farming you on the map pretty much everywhere right now.
Yeah, just save for the Elk. Right, like Nightfall is still having a lot of space done. His Radiance is up, his farm pace kicks in. It's LGD's turn with the smoke though. They still have duels here.
They're gonna go right in and duel up to the Primal Beast. Can he get out in time? No, not at all. He managed to find the kill. Stolen Bloodright goes the other way. As Toronto Tokyo just getting ran down here from Zeal as GP, or I want to say GPK, it's nothing to say. Just finds another. Takes him down, save as well on the Rubik. Another Vortex to pull him back. A double kill for the Storm Spirits. And they are relentless.
They are. Just constant with the aggression coming out from LGD. Again, this draft just goes so fast in comparison to what BetBoom wants to do with his kind of slower start. You've got to fall back, keep that build up. Resolution isn't at the point where he can just tank for his team either. The pipe is still a ways off. Crimson Guard ways off as well. So you don't have your defensive items up. Your Rubik and your CM can play fast, but your Primal Beast just isn't set up to just run in and cop all the spells. Not until the BKB's up. Which is, again, still 2 components away here for GPK. He is the bottom network core, which is not a great feeling for the Primal Beast. I mean, this hero doesn't need too much farm, but it needs some farm. And he doesn't have the room, he doesn't have the kills to ramp up. It's all in on Nightfall. His BKB blink timing, it might be enough, maybe, if they find the right angle. It's like, if you're not dueled down by Zeal, then perhaps.
It's just the duel that's always coming out. They will grab the Rubik here in the mid lane. Oh, he steals Ball Lightning. Never mind. Save is out. But the chase continues. I would say snipes him on the backside. He's very low on mana, but GPK gonna be bailed out here. And now Toronto, Tokyo falls as well. Zeal is just crushing these heroes on this Legion Commander as Nightfall will finally get active here. The question is, can he do anything? He's trying to save Rezo here on the Underlord, but it's 4 heroes on the side of PSG.LGD. Nice bit of Malice. Nightfall ruptured up, now trying to turn around here, but he's stuck inside the silence as Shiro's going to join the fight now. And it's 3 dead. Resolution makes it back to the base, but oh boy, PSG.LGD are just crushing them now.
BetBoom are in a ton of trouble. Planet, with just all the sustain he's bringing out with Spirit Form, the blinding light to kind of kite this Alchemist around, buys them enough room to find those openings. Save does manage to steal the Ball Lightning once more, but he bails out this time.
Okay, he's out. Gets the haste rune, denies that away from the storm. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good enough. It's still not gonna cut off Nothing to Say too badly. Like, again, he's got the Mana Battery and Chakra right now. He's got his full Witchblade coming out. So he's got the Kai Sanj and Witch and Falcon Blade, which it's just such a strong timing for the Storm. Like, having all these small pickups into the BKB, you don't have a straightforward solution to just catch him out. Your instant control isn't there unless you maybe find an angle for Toronto Tokyo to start with Frostbite, or you get the follow-through from the Pulverize, which has been really hard to do. GPK can run forward relatively fast, but no one's there to back him up when he does commit.
Yeah, and you do have just this early Vessel timing as well from Planet now, and that is just super scary to deal with just because you don't have, like, you don't have BKBs yet on your Primal Beast. Like, Underlord, of course, not really a BKB builder. He usually tries to go for things like the Guardian Greaves, the Pipe. So he'll eventually be able to dispel it with that, but the only hero who can really get rid of this will be Nightfall. He's about 300 gold off the BKB, but Shiro is going to have his even before then.
Yeah. It's going to be really difficult to lock in the Bloodseeker. And we haven't even seen Shiro all too much in these fights as they zip. They get the Arcane Rune. That's a bigger one for Nothing to Say to secure. Would have been nice to have the Rubik steal that, but, you know, just a little bit too far out.
Yeah, BetBoom completely on the back foot this game. Only sitting at 3 kills, completely the opposite of what they were used to in game number 1.
Yeah, it's a direct mirror of the last match. It's LGD crushing, it's LGD shutting down this area. Perhaps with a Pipe you feel a little bit more confident in your durability?
Looking for Zeal, at opportunities to try and like bait him potentially here. He's not going to fall for it though. As GPK hiding in the trees, the whole team behind him. Nightfall, of course, no blink dagger, but does have the BKB done. Man, that's such good restraint. So many Legion commanders would just like run in there, you know, knowing his team's behind him, but
they don't want to give openings on LGD. They understand. They need a win here to just have an easier ride up. You know, a draw keeps BetBoom alive. A draw also helps LGD have a good shot of staying in the top 4. A 2-0 would kind of blow that open, and BetBoom suddenly has a lot more of a chance and some further tiebreakers there as well for higher positions. So, you know, you don't want to give that out.
Yeah, I got some info about what happened in some of the other series as well. 9 Pandas dropped their first game to Execration, and EG lost to Liquid. So we're going to be seeing a lot of teams like at that potential 9 wins now. We're going to jump in and get a duel here. They found the Rubik, and he's just going to get blown up first. The Vessel here onto the Underlord doing a lot of work as well. As Nightfall's going to come in. A nice freezing field from Toronto. Tokyo up in the trees. BKB comes out from Zeal, but they get out on the Storm. He's going to be able to survive as Shiro now on the run. Nightfall looking for an opening here with the stun. Is going to be able to catch him. They've caught Shiro. He was trying to TP out under a ward. A beautiful find there is now BetBoom. Can they get more? Why? Off the mark there with the stomp. The Solar Bind slowing down this Alchemist, but you're not slowing down GPK. Never mind. He's going to be able to survive the drum plus that, you know, spirit. He's gone. I mean, this is a great fight from BetBoom. A ton of gold and XP going their way.
That's what they needed. They get 2 big core kills. They sacrificed their offlane and their Rubik support for that, but it's worthwhile. You get some really good activity coming out here from Nightfall. He doesn't even have to pop his BKB there, just has the opening. And the big difference maker was Toronto Tokyo with that really strong position on the CM. Like just having that full frozen field on top of all of these heroes heavily clumped up with a counter control coming out with the Pit of Malice still running from Resolution. It does a lot. And LGD have to respect that. They have to watch that scene. Toronto Tokyo has been on point, even in the last game. I think his positioning for that freezing field has been magnificent for the most part.
Yeah.
And the investment in Yalk, it's starting to pay off.
Yeah, that's your Blink Dagger now, so he's going to try and get active as they smoke up right again. The other thing to note is, like, BKB doesn't give you that magic immunity, so yes, he sees Freezing Field, he goes in with the BKB, like, that'll all be fine. It is a ton of damage that comes out from this spell regardless, so even that bonus magic resistance, not enough to really allow you to fight into that Freezing Field. You've got to be able to cancel it.
Yeah, I like that change. That's one thing that... I still overall don't know how I feel about the BKB changes, but I do like that, you know, spellcasters aren't completely useless when BKBs are up. You can still do something. So it's an interesting change.
It's a good change. I think there was it works because of the fact that they reduced, you know, stun durations like across the board, and speaking of which, they managed to find the Elder Titan here. That would be a nice big off. Rezo joins the bottom team push here, as he does have that Crimson Guard and the pipe done. He needs to get to these Guardian Greaves so he's less vulnerable to that Spirit Vessel. Could see him go for... You can't really go Lotus Orb this game. It's decent at reflecting the Rupture, but I think you're going to be kind of leaving it up to save to try and steal Rupture this game.
Yeah. Like, if you can, it's massive and just holding back this aggression from the side of LGD. You do have more protection now on LGD though. Full BKB for nothing say is flying out. So you shouldn't be stuck in as awkward of a position here in the middle of these engagements. And you are still 8k behind for BetBoom. So they need to kind of pull that out of their hats once more as they jump in.
I mean, he's going to get a lot of damage out of him. There's the Vessel, of course, and will just walk away. I mean, that's not bad. He just wasted his last Vessel charge, so it's not going to be available for this fight. They can hold their high ground here. It's actually pretty good. GLGD thinking of going in.
Scan misses.
BetBoom smoke to the south. Either team nearly knowing exactly where one is. Zeal on this Legion pops the BKB and into response from GPK as well as Evanston comes in on the backside. The Crimson Guard trying to keep them all alive. And GPK will be able to do so. Freezing Field instantly canceled this time as they're crumbling here on the side of BetBoom. Shiro just chopping him down. Triple kill for him. Nightfall will TP on home. But 4 for 0. The damage just overwhelming in this fight.
And they've got the chance to go Roche. I mean, this time they managed to get the silence off onto Toronto Tokyo, prevent that freezing field from really being impactful. They managed to pin down the Primal Beast early on as well, so when they come in, they don't have to worry too much about its mobility coming through there. And with a Roshan take for LGD, and the Watchers going your side, the secondary life for nothing say, it's going to be massive if they want to prioritize him here. But it does look like they'll just hand it over to Shiro, and he will pick it up. But they managed to get the punishment. This time, the angle from BetBoom not as clean, not as sneaky for Toronto Tokyo. Which, it's so weird to say, but that freezing field is a large part of your team fights right now. Like, this CM is actually pretty high priority in setting up. Like, the slows, the damage, it provides a lot. And it's probably your only real team fight spell if you think about the lineup of BetBoom as well. Like, freezing field is your one big team fight on top of, like, say, Pit of Malice. That's your two really big AoE controls, and well, if one doesn't get channeled fully, then the other one is a little bit more manageable for the side of LGD.
Shiro's clean up the Eye of Scotty here as well, so a little bit more healing reduction. Try and slow down this Alchemist in these fights, but also just give him infinite chase. Like, you're not going to be able to get away from an Eye of Scotty Bloodseeker. Bottom lane, they're going to dive for save here. Nightfall goes ahead, pops that ult, and just blinks away. Okay, so he doesn't even want to try and engage here.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Like, it's not a good angle in. Rubik is, again, another big part of control. Like, your supports are just so important right now for BetBoom. Kind of finagle their way into these fights. He's going for the farm, though.
Uh-oh. Ooh, quick blink response there. Tormentor is up. It is very hard to fight into this, so you have to be careful.
LGD, they do respect the amount of heroes BetBoom has. They will back off. Don't pressure too hard. And BetBoom should be able to find the Tormentor. I think a sneakier play would be punishing them while the Tormentor's happening. You know, they're going to be soft enough a fair bit, but I'm not going to do that. Just allow that to be taken by BetBoom. And if it's our CM Shard once more, that is pretty big. And Toronto Tokyo will take it. So that is huge. Again, the impact of that freezing field cannot be understated. So all he needs to do is find that good position now to channel that spell. And they can still turn these fights. LGD, though, is still in a strong position, 11k up. Nightfall is still #1 in that fort, though, and he is inching towards his full AC, mitigating a lot of the output, along with the auras coming out there from Resolution. So you've gotten a lot of good answers for the physical output right now of LGD.
Alright, Rezo is just going to go for the Lotus Orb, realizing he needs to get some armor and that Dispel. I don't really blame him, but they're going to jump in here, nothing to say, grabs him, the Rupture does come through, and Resolution isolated out, brought down without any problems. I'm going to say he has a regen followed up as well, so they can just keep on going.
Not much stopping them as they'll go for that tier 2 mid. No defense coming out from inside of BetBoom, just trying to shove what they can. Get an angle out of that area. Inside of LGD, still in control. I mean, they've still got 2 minutes left on that Aegis for Shiro. Not too much to be scared of. They won't push the limits too much. They are just mass TPing up top. I think they've got an idea. Yeah, they want to punish. Perhaps with a gate.
Might be right. They might be going for the gate. Nothing to say trying to scout it to see if there's anyone rotating up there or if they have a ward. When you're out, he does have the money for an AC. The question is if he wants to buy it out or try and get to buyback. It looks like Nightfall might be making his way over there to try and buy out the AC, though. Well, maybe not.
It's risky. It does feel necessary right now for BetBoom. There's more damage mitigation, more damage amp for you as well. Yeah, they buy out. No buyback on him. They managed to catch that Alk in maybe the next minute. And we'll be able to punish.
Vindicator axe here for the Legion. Does duel count? It doesn't. That doesn't count as a stun, right? It's not a stun, is it?
No, it's a taunt, so it's your. I don't know if that counts for either one.
Yeah, I don't think it does either. Because I was like, if you just duel and get 20 armor for free, that would be insanity.
I think it might count as a silence. A taunt might count as a silence in a way. It depends on how it's coded.
All right,
so
we're gonna watch that. We're gonna watch.
Yeah,
because that
I want
could
to
just make Legion absurdly strong.
Yeah, free 30 damage is pretty nuts. Rezo.
Ooh, he gets the portal out. Nice done. Nice try there from nothing to say. Dude, what if it just counted as both? And you just get 20, 30 damage and 20 armor. That'd be so funny.
That would be pretty busted. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was somehow coded that way. I do not think so, but again, pretty hilarious if it is. Like, every LC will just gun for this, and then you're suddenly a very busted hero. Zeal?
Oh,
What are you doing?
He's gonna go and grab the Crystal Maiden. Easy pick off there. They managed to actually catch the Storm Spirit up onto the backside here. He's dead. Your Aegis is not available.
Shearer's not there either. Doesn't want to join in, so a big win for BetBoom.
Nightfall. Ooh, they almost get vision of him there in the trees. The blink out will save Zeal. So we lost the gem too. It's on the deck back there. I don't know if they've actually noticed it on BetBoom, but getting the Storm Spirit turns just 2,000 gold for the side of BetBoom and potentially a gem if they manage to recover. If they recover it instead of PSG.LGD.
Looks like they should be able to, just running back and farming. So someone should be able to take note of that. Nightfall will give the vision, and they ping it out. Alright. Big win. Just a bit too aggressive there on the side of LGD. A little bit too far forward of a jump here, coming out from nothing to say. I did watch her LT as well. I do not believe he got the plus damage or the armor.
It didn't look like it. Yeah. I was trying to watch. It didn't look like he got either, so.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Would have been... I mean, it's kind of busted if he did. So I guess it makes sense, but it would be funny.
Dude, this item just got buffed for, I think, no reason. I feel like Vindicator's Axe was already really good because it synergized insanely well with certain heroes that like to build, you know, Mask of Madness and stuff, and you just get a free 30 damage when you pop Mask of Madness. But I just decided, yeah, give it more damage, more armor. It's good stuff.
And 20 armor is just insane.
Yeah, 20 armor is nuts.
That is a lot of EHP. It's I think once people realize how busted it is, it should be interesting when it does get nerfed down. But it's a lot. So
it's like 100 agility worth of armor, is it not?
Yep.
Something like that.
Yep. I mean, it's more than a plate mail. So that alone is
2 plate mails.
A lot of value. Yeah, it's insane value.
2 plate mails. Like, it's ridiculous. Zeal, he's got 122 dual damage. I mean, it's not as much as I actually thought he would have at this stage of the game, considering how fast of a start he had, but he's still having a great game on this LC. He's going to go for the boost travel next. Be able to just split push, rotate around the map here as well. Shiro, bottom lane. TP's on in. We're going to see a smoke right away from BetBoom as they see that TP come out bottom. A bottled Arcane Rune. Thank you, Observer.
I can say he's going to be feeling himself. Unfortunately, the shield is expiring. Not going to be as durable up front, but this could be the difference maker.
Line up with the newly finished Aghanim Scepter as well. They're going to see if they can just control this bottom side of the map. As Roshan, it's going to be spawning in about a minute and a half. Right now, BetBoom going to start pushing out this bottom wave. This is the next objective, right? They get a good ward here behind the bottom outpost. We'll give them something to play around. And we did see yesterday just how effective heroes like Underlord are at playing around these areas. There's a lot of choke points. Put them out straight up, and they just jump right on in. A Vortex gonna reflect it. They actually just aren't ready to chains on him, and now Underlord in so much trouble. They Zeal on the backside, gets the duel, but it's nothing to say, chasing out the save as well, and Zero comes in, gets the Rupture, holding down the Alchemist. BetBoom just caught sleeping. As GPK can TP on out, he just gets bashed to death and 5-for-0.
Oh, that was just beautiful initiation coming out from LGD. Nothing to say, just rushing up. And they just broke off. BetBoom just split apart right before that fight. They let go of the control on that twin gate. And then they're just too far apart to kind of follow through. They managed to interrupt this duel. You don't get the win for Zeal, but they had the damage. They have this full basher up and running on Shiro. They can just run down any heroes. They'll go on to the high ground. No cares in the world. BetBoom, no buybacks, a longer respawn on your out. These objectives just melt.
Yeah, absolutely. Legion Commander right now, so good at taking these buildings. That was so interesting. Like, he gets the reflected vortex onto the Storm Spirit, and the rest of the team just kind of watched. They're just like, huh, where'd that storm come from? It's very, I mean, maybe they're just afraid. They didn't know if they could bail out of the fight or take the fight. I'm not really sure, but yeah, that was rough for BetBoom.
And now they could lose this rush on top, but they'll smoke out. BetBoom knows this objective is being taken.
And the TPs.
And you've got Nightfall back.
So, of course, with the gate, bringing in the team. They do have this ward again, just scouting the whole high ground. GPK comes in. He gets the stun right away onto the Legion. The question is, can they finish him off before they get the damage out from Shiro? And the rupture's there onto GPK. He's going to fall. Freezing Field cancel once again. As Alchemist in trouble here. Nightfall trying to just bash up this Bloodseeker. He's getting it done. They find the kill. They burn him down. 2 buybacks now out of the side of PSG.LGD. They can just continue to run bottom as Nightfall is so low. Nothing to say. Help pick him off. And Rezo now on the run. Put to sleep. Nothing to say. With another Vortex keeping this fight alive. And the Spirit Vessels just one after another burning down these tanky heroes. At PSG.LGD, it looked like the fight was going to be over for them. But 3v5, they managed to clean it up.
They clean up really well. Super awkward again. They found the right angle here in BetBoom to catch out and instantly keep Zeal in control. They managed to really get this good position out as well for Nightfall to do his damage on the Alpha, but it's just not enough. The counter control is in, Freezing Field gets cancelled, a lot of the team fight disappears, and the Aegis still goes the way of LGD. They've got that safety net for Shiro. They've got the cheese on hand now as well for a quick top-up if need be, as they keep chasing for more GPK.
Yeah, I mean, he's just in so deep. He does get the halberd off onto the storm, and he is quick enough to survive, so he will be able to walk away.
Kills out, but there's nothing here to stop inside of LGD anymore. They've got everything they need.
There's still no Alchemist for 10. They're going to be able to get their second lane of barracks with ease. Aegis and cheese in their backpacks. They're pretty much ready to go.
They just need to clear that bot here too for the full Megas. Full Abyssal. Pretty much set for Shiro to fly out here. He's got even more control coming through in the middle of these fights. And he has his Shard. And the Shard is pretty good into the Alk, into the Underlord, into the Prime Beast. Pretty high strength scaling heroes, or relatively high strength heroes at the least. So your damage can scale. Shiva's Guard finished up now as well for nothing to say. I mean, for BetBoom, again, there's an angle into these fights. If you do manage to prevent Zeal from getting a good dual lockdown, and you can find the follow-through fight, allow Nightfall to just get work done on the Alk, it can come out really well. Why did Zeal deny the bounties?
You know, he's just having fun, I guess. You know, just trolling his Storm Spirit. He probably wanted to bottle them.
And they still have two of their own. Is he gonna deny them? Okay, no, he picks them up this time. All right.
Oh, he denied the top ones with an illusion.
Okay, okay, that makes more sense.
I was like, wait, why are there still 2 there? Yeah, the top runes were denied by an illusion. There is a ward here. It's going to get placed. They know exactly what's going on. They jump around the backside. Nothing to say, just jump. The duel comes out as well. Trapping GPK. Nightfall trying to get to work. Freezing Field. Not going to be enough. You've lost 3 right away. They put the rest to sleep. The GG comes out of 5-for-0. And just like that, PSG.LGD grabbed the draw here in this series.
Yeah, that's a big win for them. That keeps them in a good position to stay in that top 4. For the side of BetBoom, this does not end their run. Again, Aster is already 8-8 with all of their games played, so chances are there is still going to be a tiebreaker for at least one position there in the lower bracket start.